get everybody in. Round up regulators. Be mounting up. Regulators. Get everybody in. Loud noises. Round up regulators. Oh yeah. We're doing tricks on it. I ain't stressing. I ain't worried. I ain't bump. I'm just a cat with a plan. And no, my hair's not as poofy as theirs, so we'll make it work. The thing is not as big as I was hoping it would be, but we'll make it work. Give it another minute. You know, I took that screenshot and then I didn't write it down in my notes. Go me. Whatever. 5 and 4 and 3 and 2 1. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Week 8 of the 2025 NFL season and my prediction picks. I am your host, Bailey Allen, the Ultimate Doctor. And I mean, close enough, eh? So I went and invested in 2 different costumes, so for the sake of these streams, you're going to get back-to-back ones. Starting off with our lovely doctor, and I want to state for the record, right here. Put your damn arms in the arm sleeves, you bitch. They be pissing me off just for doing this shit. Come on, Bailey. Why you gotta do this to me? Well, you're also getting this one first because those are the pants right. Those are the pants right there. And I just found out about half an hour before I started streaming that they don't fit me. So, yeah. Just my luck, ain't it? But yeah, that's all. That is who I'm going for. Shout out Kev and the TTM crew. So that is what this costume's inspired. This shit is not nearly as long as I was hoping it for it to be, but you know what? And I'm not doing the glasses. This is the first character that I've gotten to do one of these things that has glasses, so fuck you, I'm keeping my glasses. Fuck you, Bailey. Fuck you. Anyway, get that recentered back up, and we can get into the picks. Wouldn't we all like that? Yippee. And I mean, maybe I do need to be a doctor because between Baltimore and San Francisco, injury bugs are hitting everyone like a motherfucker. Detroit secondary, all that shit. Maybe someone does need a doctor after all. I'm no medical expert, but I am surgical when it comes to these picks. Recapping last week, I went 10 and 5 straight up, leading the Cat, Quack, Clay, and Dog picks this week. And then 8 and 7 against the spread and over under. I gotta say, not bad. I'm doing pretty good with that. And I flipped through without writing through. This is why I really gotta write this shit. Anywho, that brings my total for the season to 68, 39, and 1 straight up. An even 54 and 54 against the spread. And then 50 to 58 on the totals. Getting closer and plenty of season left to go. We're feeling great. Again, Bailey, it's not that hard. Just put them through the holes. It'll make your life so much easier. Or maybe unlike them, I got big ass shoulders, so these things just can't sit on my shoulders. Maybe it's easier for them, but not for me, so whatever. Fuck you, Bailey. And yeah, and with that, why don't we get on to the picks? I got it all written down. The first of our many Buy-Mageddons have hit, so hold on to your fantasy teams, and hold on to your schedules. Let's get this going, shall we? Starting off with Thursday night, we have the Vikings in LA taking on the Chargers. Chargers sitting at a crisp 3.5, and the total's at 44.5. Now, I'm going to be upfront and honest with you guys completely. Yes, they were all divisional games, so take it with a grain of salt. But we've had three straight underdogs win outright on Thursday. So with that in my mind, I'm looking at this and it's like, take Minnesota, take Minnesota, take Minnesota. That's the trend. The underdog's always been winning. Take Minnesota. And there is a world, realistically, where the Vikings could win this game. Chargers are depleted. They have no O line. So it's no shock they lost to Indy. They have no O line. They have defensive pieces getting injured. Herbert is praying for going insane out there. There's only so much he can do. He has got no protection, and it's making him be overly critical and overly too much on himself. He's rushing plays, rushing passes, and it's killing him. And it's killing him. So there is a world where Minnesota wins this game. Only problem is Carson Wentz. And we could talk about the Carson Wentz, the guy who was MVP and then he got hurt and that injury brought him down over and over and over and over again. But that's just what it is with him. It's just that injury, and that's all it's going to do to him. So you're asking me to have faith in Carson Wentz on the road. Granted, LA, where LA fans seem to have a hard time filling that stadium altogether. So, I don't know. It comes down to, do I trust Carson Wentz, or do I trust that Herbert will find a way with all those injuries and everything in between? I don't know for certain, but I will say this. That hook is tricky. I see that 3.5 hook. So I'm going to do what I like to call a pussy-ass bitch move, but hey, it gives me one or the other, and I can get away with it. So with that, I'm taking the Chargers to win this game, just because, again, in previous instances, those were all divisional games, so, throw out records when it comes to divisional matchups. This is not. This is interconference, so there's nothing there. These teams don't talk or play to each other at all. But because you want me to buy that hook, I'm not willing to buy that hook. So I'm going to take Minnesota plus 3.5 in this game. Total at 44.5. I've been burnt on too many unders, so I'm taking the over. If Herbert's got to play hero ball half the time, that's going to be the way he does it. Watch this game be 23-20, and I go fucking jump off a cliff. But yes, I'm just playing to what's been occurring, what's the trend is. Underdogs have been winning. Doesn't matter if they're at home or on the road. They've just been winning. So I'm going to give Minnesota that hook, because I think that hook's enough that I can play this. And 23-20 is a very likely score for this game. So, again, Chargers win, but they can't cover that extra hook. It is very possible. Absolutely. So Chargers win, Vikings to cover, over 44.5. 27-24 is, again, a realistic option. On to the next one. No London games for the week, so we can all actually not have to wake up at 9:30. I did that this last weekend. I decided that I valued the London game more than the rest, because I work overnight, so I just ended up staying up to watch the London game, and I hated every second of it. I wanted a competitive game, and I got slop. So thanks for that. But yes, our next game, we have Buffalo in Carolina taking on the Panthers. Bills are coming in at 7.5-point favorites off their bye, with a total at 46.5. Carolina's won 3 straight. Trying to remember their wins off the top of my head. What was it been? Atlanta, Dallas, and New York. So, not the most impressive wins, but wins are wins nonetheless. And for the Panthers team, who hasn't been above 500 in a long ass time, since the Cam Newton days, yeah, you take it. You smile, you be happy, and you like it. Buffalo has been inconsistent the last 2 weeks they played before their bye week this week. So we're wondering what's going on with Buffalo. But I think the bye week will do them dividends, pay them favors, however you want to call it. Carolina we like, and Andy Dalton starting could make things interesting with Bryce Young out. But this is the Bills. I think they need a wake up call. Losing two straight, and the bye, they got to set on it. I'm taking Buffalo to win. And because I imagine they're going to be more dedicated and more amped up for the game, I will take the -7.5. It's a pricey one. It's a big one. But I'm going to believe that Buffalo is going to answer the call here and take things a little more seriously. Yeah. So yeah, Buffalo cover the 7.5. 46.5 is an interesting number. It comes down to, I think, Andy Dalton can score those points. I mean, I would trust him more than Bryce Young, especially if in the last second on a start that he's not expecting. And I think Buffalo also just kind of wants to prove a point too. Either way, will trust that there will be scoring, so give me the over 46.5. Bills win. Bills cover 7.5. We'll go over 46.5. Next game we have the Jets in Cincinnati take on the Bengals. My boy Joe doing his thing, like we always expected. Duh. But yeah, like I said, you give Joe Flacco good weapons, he's gonna make sure those weapons get fed, and good things will happen. Again, Anquan and Torrey Smith, Steve Smith, when he had guys, he did great. But it is what it is. The Jets, they are a fucking mess. They want to switch to Tyrod, but he's injured, so it's like, where are you going? What do you do? And it's tricky. Maybe I could have named this the old. I'm now just realizing it's Flacco versus Tyrod, probably. Which, yeah, as you know, Tyrod was Flacco's backup when they won the Super Bowl back in 2012. So it's like, I could have done that. Oh well. Either way, doesn't matter who starts for the Jets. It's just bad from top to bottom. And I can't even really say if it's Aaron Glenn's fault. Like, he pushed Tampa to the edge, so it's like, it's not bad coaching. It's just, it's the quarterbacks. Like, Justin Fields hasn't been him at all, and the reason it worked in Pittsburgh is because the defense kept everyone under 10 points a game, under 17 a game. Like, he was winning 20-10, 17-3. He was winning games like that, so he didn't have to worry too much. The Jets need to do a little more, and it's not looking good because he can't do more. So either way, all the eyeballs are going to be on Cincy, so I'm going to take Cincy to win this game. Though, with how bad the Jets are, I don't want to just overlook Flacco looking great on Thursday night to just think that this Cincy team is a good team. No, they are not a good team. You can have a good quarterback and two good receivers, and maybe the run game will figure out. The O-line is still bad. The defense is awful. Let's not put too much onto this. Because of that, this is dumb. Probably dumb. I wouldn't touch this. But for my own sanity, I'm taking New York plus 6.5. I think we are forgetting that the Bengals are not a good team. So it's one of those, like, just, it's not worth it to lay those points. Could they win this game by a touchdown? Absolutely they could. But I don't trust that from them. I don't think they've earned that yet. That's all I'm saying. Towards that 43.5. I'm going to stay under. I think there's a lot of coming down to earth. So, I don't think Cincy's going to be dropping 30. The Jets' offense is so bad that even with Cincy's bad defense, I don't expect them to do much. This is one of those, like, 20 to 17 type games, you know. Cincy does enough, New York kind of wakes up a little bit in the second half, makes it close, but then ultimately can't finish it. It's low scoring, it's boring. If you have to watch this game, I apologize. So yeah, Bengals win. Jets cover plus 6.5. We're gonna go under 43.5. Next thing we have the Bears in Baltimore taking on the Ravens. I'm pretty sure the Ravens is their third straight home game, if I remember correctly. So interesting on that regards. All eyes are pointing to Lamar being ready to go. That's been the report for a while. But then they gave us a scare on Monday saying, oh, he's not at practice, blah, blah, blah. But all signs point to him being able to go. So, I mean, I'll just put it this way. If he plays, I'm taking Baltimore. If he doesn't play, I'm taking Chicago. So that's just where I'm at. It all depends on who's being the quarterback for the Ravens that Sunday. So I'm under the presumption Lamar's back practicing, limited, but he's back. So he should be fine. Hamstrings are definitely tricky, but he's been given over 3 weeks to rest on him. They should be fine. I mean, like, I'm a doctor. I know what I'm doing totally. Totally. So, again, under the assumption that Lamar Jackson is playing, I'm taking the Ravens to win this game. If Lamar Jackson does not play, and it's Cooper Rush or Tyler Huntley starting, I'm taking the Bears to play. Or I'm taking the Bears to win. That is my caveat. This is the first time I've had to do that on here, because I just don't know. So, I want that on record. I'm writing it down right now, by the way. I'm circling Baltimore for my thing. But I do want it on record. If Lamar does not play, I am switching that pick to Chicago. I am. Now, because I don't trust the Ravens defense for the damn, like, good job you held the Rams back, but that was one time, and I don't trust them. I'm taking Chicago plus 6.5 either way. Because I don't trust that defense. And even if Lamar does come back, I don't know how 100% he will be. Because every time we've seen Lamar miss games due to injury, well, we haven't. That's the thing. His 2 significant injuries kept him out for the rest of the season, the last 2 times he's had him. I think he's missed 1 game due to a stomach bug or stomach illness. But, again, that's a stomach bug, so take your pick with that. We don't know how he's going to look. And even if he does look great, we don't know what the defense is going to do. So give me plus 6.5 either way. I see 49.5, and I do see people talk about that defense. But I think that's just too much. Even if Lamar does come back, are you expecting Chicago to put up 24, 27, 30 points? Again, against that defense, maybe, but that just seems a lot too much for me in a game where we don't know what the Ravens offense is going to look like with Lamar back if he plays. And if he's not playing, then there's no goddamn reason that line should be that high. So this line is definitely for the fact that Lamar is set to play. 100%. Ravens win. Bears cover 6.5. We're going under 49.5. Next game we have Cleveland in New England. The Pats are a 7-point favorite and the total at 40.5. And I'm going to look at you and say this is not really worth discussing to me. New England looks very great. Slow starts as usual, but they always find a way in the end. So I'm taking New England, and I'm taking -7. Browns, congratulations on your win. I wasn't expecting it, and I definitely wasn't expecting it in the fashion that it happened. But all that has confirmed to me is Miami is super, ultra, mega ass, and I'm not giving them any benefit of the doubt anywhere, ever. I'm just not. Game over. The fact that Tua's still starting and Mike McDaniel's still a head coach just shows me the owner doesn't give a fuck anymore. No one cares. So whatever. But yeah, New England win. 7 should be easy. I haven't heard anything about New England weather, so 40.5 is definitely interesting. Cleveland still does have a great defense, so I see it. I'm respecting it. I get it. But I just think New England is a very well-oiled machine at this point. They have things figured out. But could Cleveland make some things interesting? Yeah, Quinshon Judkins looks great. If Gabrial can keep targeting Fannin more, it'll be good. So that's kind of how I see it. I think 40 is too low, and I think the likelihood of that being surpassed even near the end is very possible. Give me the over. Patriots win. They cover 7 over 40.5. Next game on the list, we have the Niners in Houston taking on the Texans. Texans are a 1.5 point favorite, and the total is at 41.5. And I'm looking at this like, I guess that the Texans are home, but what have they done to be the favorite? What have they done? San Fran, even for all the injuries they have, just keep being fine. They're doing fine. So I don't see any reason why they wouldn't be great. So I don't know where this is coming from, that Houston should still be the favorite. Give me the Niners all day, every day. Yes, I see their injuries. Yes, I get it. But they're just a better team, even with all these injuries. So yeah, San Fran win, and I'll take the plus 1.5. Works for me. Total at 41.5. I will say with the injuries, and Houston does have a good defense. San Fran has a defense sometimes, but that could also be due to all the injuries and whatnot. So yeah, just give me the under here. Could Houston backdoor cover the over? Possibly, but I think San Fran, at least from a coaching standpoint, should have things all figured out. I don't think it'll be too out of the realm for them to figure it out. Next game, we have Miami and Atlanta taking on the Falcons. Falcons, despite being the most inconsistent team in the NFL, are a 7.5 point favorite. The total at 44.5. I'm not spending more than 2 seconds. I know how bad they looked on Sunday night, but that is Miami on the other side, and I'm just not picking Miami the rest of the year. I'm just not doing it. There's no reason to. 7.5 is very freaking high, and I don't like it. But Miami's also just lost weapons. Darren Waller's going to IR. Yeah, I'm not comfortable taking it, but I'd rather lay 7.5 on Atlanta than expect Miami to cover 7.5. Total at 44.5. A little high. Miami's offense couldn't do much against Cleveland, and even a lot of their scores came from short fields. I'm going to stay under. This could be a good 23-10 win for Atlanta. Miami doesn't do much. Atlanta shoots themselves in the foot half the time. Yeah. Falcons win, cover 7.5. We're going under 44.5. Next one, NFC East rematch. Giants are in Philly now to take on the Eagles. Giants. What happened? And again, you could point to, oh, the kicker missed these kicks. Oh, Jackson Dart threw a bad pick. Oh, this, oh, that. No, but one thing does not make a collapse. It's a list of things. And it starts from the top down. Coaching, you can coach away that lead. Rookies make rookie mistakes. Defensive coverage don't cover well. So Denver can just drive down the field easily. It's everyone. It takes everyone to collapse the way they do. So now you have all this just dourness and just shock that's going to linger over. And I think it does linger over. And even if it didn't, I think Philly's going to kind of look at the mirror like, we're not going to get swept by these guys. And I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to imagine Philadelphia to get swept. So even if New York would have won last week, I'm still taking Philly here. Even if Philly lost to Minnesota, because apparently everyone in my group thought Minnesota would beat the Eagles. I'm like, yeah, no, I'm not trusting Minnesota. But to give the Giants benefit of the doubt, I don't think they'll be layovers again. And to be better safe than sorry, I will give New York plus 7.5 here. I respect them enough. I think they look great. And as long as they don't have another late game collapse, this should be a competitive game. But yeah, give me the Eagles straight up. I'll take the chance to cover 7.5. And at 43.5, I think both offenses do enough. I think 43 is very gettable. So we're going to go over that total. 27-20. Something like that. Next one, we have Tampa, New Orleans. games don't hit the same since Marshawn Lattimore is in DC now. Also doesn't matter because Mike Evans is probably done for the year. Sad vibes all around. New Orleans is feisty. We like them. But same story as usual. They're just outmanned. And yes, Tampa's got a billion injuries. But I'm going to trust that they'll figure it out. And especially after last game where it's like, damn, we couldn't get our offense going at all. Baker's going to look at that and be like, yeah, this is on me. I got to be better. Because he did miss a lot of throws in that game. And yeah, 4.5. It's small, but I'll take it. Again, I like what New Orleans is doing. They have pieces. I mean, granted, Spencer Rattler for the first time this year looked bad. But for a bad team, I don't think they're they're good for their record, if that makes sense. And yeah, because of all the injuries and everything, Tampa, I'm just gonna go under, like a 20-14 type game, 23-17, something like that for this game. I think the Saints could make things interesting. I think Tampa wants to kind of get their offense figured out, maybe get more run game involved, because they've had to go the last month without Bucky Irving, so try to get Rashad White and Sean Tucker, be more efficient, more active, stuff like that. So yeah, give me the under in that. 4 games to go. Next one, we have Titans in Indy taking on the Colts. This is not going to take more than 2 seconds of thought. Give me the Colts to win this game outright. They look phenomenal, and their offense is supposedly one of the most efficient ones of the millennium. Not the season, not the decade, millennium. They are scoring as efficiently as Brady's Patriots, as Peyton's Colts, as prime Mahomes when he had Tyreek Hill level Chiefs. This offense is doing that great. And the defense looks really good too. They look really good. This is a really good team. Tennessee is not a really good team. But again, you respect division for division's sake. And I am looking at this spread. The Colts are favored by 14.5. That is 2 touchdowns. That is a very big number. And if I remember correctly, Indy scored a lot, but Tennessee scored a lot in garbage time. So it got close. This is a lot to lay. It really is. But it's Colts are best team, Titans are worst team. And realistically, should we expect a result similar to Kansas City and Vegas we got last week? Probably. So yeah, with that, and I was talking to Justin about this one too. Are we going to do it, Justin? Are we going to lay 14.5? I think we are. I'll do it if you do it. Let's go, Justin. 14.5 on the Indianapolis Colts at home against the Titans. Again, this is best team. They're in their stadium now instead of being in Nashville. Tennessee, you could have had your hoorah moment against New England to keep it close, but you fell apart in the second half. So, yeah, that interim head coach Jazz isn't going to work as well. And, yeah. As simple can be. Total is 46.5. And again, it goes back to, do we expect something like we got when the last time the Colts and Titans played? Where it was like 40-20 or some shit like that? Or do we get what we got with Chiefs Raiders, and it's 31-0? Can the Titans put up points? Tyler Lockett's now gone, so there's a little disgruntledness in the locker room. I ultimately did not watch a lot of the New England Tennessee games, so I don't know too much off the top of my head. But if I know one thing, Indy scores points. And I think, they're averaging like 30 plus in all their wins, if I remember correctly. Or like close to that. So it's one of those, what do I think Indy can get here? Tennessee's a bad team through and through. Can they get to 33? Can they get to 37? I think they can. And if I think the Colts can get to 33 or 37, I can bank on Tennessee giving me 10-13, just out of nowhere. So we're going to do it. We're going to go over in this game. So I'm going to Colts to win. Colts to cover 14.5. Gross. And over 46.5. Next one, we have Dallas in Denver taking on the Broncos. I saw a stat somewhere saying that the Cowboys haven't beaten the Broncos in like 20 years. 30 years, actually. Something like that. It's been a very long time. And I'm not going to lie. I was leaning Dallas before then. But seeing that now, it makes me skeptical. But I look at this line. Denver at 3.5. So you know what that means? I'm going to do it again. But this is also because Denver hasn't been covering large spreads anyway to begin with. So, to make this all fun and games, I'm going to do the same thing I've been doing. Give me Denver to win, but that hook on the 3.5, just too much. Give me Dallas plus 3.5. Let me buy the hook for Dallas. Because this could be another game easily where Dallas runs up the score early and Denver has to come back in the fourth quarter. Because if Denver loves doing one thing, it's coming back in the fourth quarter. So high spreads are too high. Dallas offense looked great. Denver's defense at this point has been way too inconsistent for me to trust them. So Dallas is going to get points. Can Denver get points? We'll see. But I will say, I see that 15.5. And while yes, Denver can do it. Dallas can do it. Ooh. I just got a gut feeling that it's not going to be done. Just got a gut feeling. So I'm going to shoot under here. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I take that. But I just got a gut feeling this game. 24-21. 27-23. Just barely, but not going to get there. That's my pick. 2 more to go. We got the Sunday night game. Storylines, headlines, blah, blah, blah. That's why you pick these games for Sunday night. Green Bay is in Pittsburgh, taking on the Steelers. Aaron Rodgers, a member of the Packers for 10 plus years while I was growing up in middle school and high school. Now with the new team, Pittsburgh. And Green Bay has been kind of skidding along lately. You would want more from them, but they just haven't been doing it. They just have not given you more. And I don't know what their record is off the top of my head, but if I'm willing to bet there against the spread score is not very good. I'd be willing to bet that it's not good. So, Green Bay being a 3-point favorite. Do I think Green Bay is better than Pittsburgh? I'd like to think they are. But lately, they haven't proved that to me. Tied with Dallas. Keep Cincy around long enough. Keep Jacoby Brissett and the Cardinals around long enough. Needed a 4th down conversion to go for the winning touchdown instead of kicking the field goal and tying it up. Yeah. Pittsburgh's defense looked awful, but, it looked like they had an offense finally. Rodgers connecting with everyone besides DK Metcalf, but, hey, what can you do? Call me crazy. But I kind of like Pittsburgh in this scenario. And, they're going to want those headlines. Rodgers has a chance to become the 5th quarterback to beat all 32 teams. They're going to want that headline. Absolutely. And that post-game interview is going to be, oh, so juicy. I'm not going to say the NFL script or anything, but I'm just saying, gut feeling, I think Pittsburgh win. I think this is one of those games for Green Bay. It's like, you lost to the Browns, you tied the Cowboys, and then you just put up these games where it's like, why are they close? Why are you keeping it close? Why is this not a 20-point blowout? This should be. Green Bay should be this team. I see 4-1-1. I want to think Super Bowl contender. But I can't really do that with you guys. You guys were my preseason pick. For the last 2 years now, I want this team. This team has the power to be a Super Bowl contender. It's just, they're not making it easy for themselves. They just aren't. So, in a game where Pittsburgh's had just 10 days to rest on this Cincinnati loss, where, again, the defense just couldn't get a stop to save their life, give me Pittsburgh to win this game. Total's at 45.5. I think it goes over. I don't trust Pittsburgh's defense, and Green Bay seems to be too inconsistent. So, I'm sure Pittsburgh can score, Green Bay can score 27-24 Pittsburgh. Or even 24-23 or some shit like that. I think it's a good game. I do think it's so. But I think if it comes down to like a 5 minutes left, either Pittsburgh down or tied, Aaron Rodgers gets one drive, and he wants to flex. I'm giving it to him. Pittsburgh wins as the underdog, cover the +3, and we'll go over 45.5. Last game is a Monday nighter, a game that should be filled with headlines for two top four, quote-unquote top four teams. But Jayden Daniels' hamstring goes out again. He's going to miss time. Mariota comes in. We love Mariota, but he's inconsistent. This is the Chiefs. They have all their weapons healthy, and they're feeling good. I feel like this is a very open and shut game. Give me the Chiefs to win. And, I mean, even before Jayden's injury, it was like a 15-20 point game against Dallas. So it wasn't going to matter. Kansas City is better. And, again, they have all their weapons. They're looking great. 11.5 is very high, but I'm going to lay it for the sake of Kansas City is back. And I don't trust Washington because it's not only just, no Jayden Daniels, so Mariota has to start. Terry's not playing. Debo's not playing. Noah Brown's not even playing, apparently. Bill has been underperforming the last couple of weeks. And, yeah, that defense doesn't look great either. So, call it as I see it. I think Kansas City dominates this game. And if they don't dominate this game, it's because they kind of get in their own way. But I think KC's fully healthy. They're back. Give me KC. Give me the points. 46.5 on that total. It's a tricky total. Because what am I expecting? Does KC need to prove a point by scoring a bunch? I don't think they do. I don't. And how much am I going to get from Mariota when he has no weapons? I don't know. So at 46.5, I think it's a little too much. I'm going to go ahead and grab the under in this. Just because I think it's a little too much. So yeah, there we have it. We'll go by it one more time. I have the Chargers winning, but the Vikings covering 3.5 in a game that goes over 44.5. Bills winning against the Panthers and covering 7.5, and we're going to go over 46.5. I have the Bengals winning, but the Jets covering plus 6.5 in a game that's low scoring under 43.5. I have the Ravens winning with the caveat that Lamar Jackson plays this game. And yes, that's me. I've seen play and starts. I will take this L2 if he plays and then has to leave in the first quarter for some reason and never comes back. That still counts. That's me picking the Ravens. If he has to play one snap. If Lamar plays one single snap, then I have to live or die with the Ravens pick. Ravens win, but either way, Chicago plus 6.5. And again, that goes under 49.5. I got the Patriots winning and covering -7 against the Browns. And again, that goes over 40.5. This would not surprise me if this was 37, does 9, or something like that. I have the Niners going into Houston and upsetting the Texans, plus 1.5 for that as well. And again, it stays under 41.5. Imagine another 20-10 game, 23-13. Imagine something like that. I have Atlanta winning and covering 7.5 against the Dolphins because fuck the Dolphins. I have the Eagles winning over the Giants, but they will cover plus 7.5. And again, that goes over 43.5. I got the Bucks winning and covering 4.5 in New Orleans against the Saints. And again, that stays under 46.5. I have the Colts winning and covering the ungodly 14.5 point spread they have against the Tennessee Titans in a game that goes over 46.5 points. I have the Broncos winning at home, but Dallas covering 3.5 against them. Keep it a close game and staying under 50.5. I have Pittsburgh as a home dog, winning their game outright against the Packers. Give them +3, and a total that goes over 45.5. And then I have the Chiefs pulling off a dominant victory against the Commanders. They cover 11.5, and that grand total stays under 46.5. And those are my picks for that game. I'm taking this off because I'm getting a little warm. Doctor, save me, doctor. And then we'll go peep into fantasy real quick. I lost all 3 games this week, including a loss against Chris in the league where I dropped over 220 points, which is very uncommon. Like, okay, I know I said in the tweet that 200s are rare. They're not completely rare, but like you usually get like 1 a week, sometimes none, but you'll usually get 1 or 2 a week. Anything that gets past 215 is almost non-existent. I think my 225 was the 3rd highest we had in the year so far. But of course, my opponent Chris, with all these weapons that decided to all take turns going ham, especially in the Sunday night game and the Monday night games. So he scores 230 something, and I lose, despite having the 2nd highest score of the week. Because that's just how the schedule works. Nothing you can do. I mean, the points will help with tiebreakers if I can find some wins here, but I need to find some wins now, being in that league that I'm 2-5 now. So yes, let's go over LOA. I'm currently 1-6 and in sole possession of last place in that league. In the Ante and Co pool, I am 4-3, which has me right now at 5th place of the 12. And in the professional dynasty, like I said, I am 2-5, which has me at 10th. And of course, in both those 12-man leagues, top 8 make it, LOA, top half make it. So, still got a lot of wins I need to catch, a lot of points to score. Hopefully my teams can figure it out, because these bye weeks are about to start hitting. They're about to start hitting hard. We're halfway through, another half the year to go. Let's see if we can make some magic happen. Thank you all for tuning in. I'm going to see if I can actually do what Bailey does and have it on their shoulder. You can't even really do it. It just doesn't look natural. Trust me, I bully all Fangan characters for doing this, but Bailey especially. Now that I've had to have the honor of cosplaying them. Or what's the one that they always do? Something like that. I don't know. But that is all for me. I am Bailey Allen, your doctor. We're going to do a double special for Halloween. I'll be in another costume next week. One where hopefully you guys are more familiar with the character. I mean, if you're not familiar with this one, the likelihood of you being familiar with the other one, probably not the same as well. I don't know. They're definitely more popular, so hopefully you'll recognize them. But if not, it'd be what it be. And that is all from me. Thank you all for tuning in. Good luck to all 4 Duck quarterbacks playing. Herbert, Bo Nix, Dylan Gabriel, and now Mariota once again. Thank you all for tuning in. If you haven't already, I just dropped my next collab of the fans. Speaking of Fangan characters telling other Fangan characters to shut up. And this one I got to collaborate with the oh so amazing B Black Rose, or Haley as you all know her. So, I'm stunting on the rap battle community. See, Dustin, we have something in common now. We both have gotten to work with the GOAT Haley. But yep, that is all from me. Subscribe, like, attend the streams if you want. I know most people can't because I do this at what is now 4 in the morning. It's just when I'm available, and again, I'd rather you just watch the video when they're done afterwards anyway. Save yourself some time. Follow me on Twitter, Canadian Cat CP, Instagram, Blank Canadian Cat. I'm trying to use my Tumblr more now. I've had it for a while, but I don't really post on there ever. But it's there now. You can follow it. Same name, the Blind Canadian Cat. I have my profile picture and the banner art. Some of my fan game drawings that I've done. Because I'm learning to draw, kind of, sort of. Maybe I should bully myself into making thumbnails. Maybe. What can you do? But yep, that is all from me. Make sure you all choose peace, accept love, and have big trust. Have a good day, good night, and good morning, all my friends.